Oh, look at that. It's good old buddy Transit. And by buddy, I mean that one buddy that everybody has that they like to put in a barrel and kick down the hill. That happened to everybody, right? I would say Transit's a rather divisive map just because of the fact that, the amount of people that actually like Transit, as I've noticed, are far lesser in number than the people that actually just straight up hate Transit. But to be fair to those that actually like Transit, there are some things to like about it. And it seems like the people that do like Transit are rather staunch supporters of Transit. I don't understand why. I mean, there are so many things to hate on this map. You got the fog, you got the bus, you got the denizens, you have to build your own fucking pack-a-punch, you have to build your own power, and oh, by the way, it's a fucking Easter egg or secret, whatever you want to call it, just to get your pack-a-punch. But it does look cool, I gotta admit. I have never hated my life so much playing a map, but thought that it looked really cool. It reminds me of a statement I heard once where someone stared at a building that looked awfully dystopic, but they were like, damn, no one said dystopia doesn't have to look cool. Was that Mudahar? I don't remember. You could say the same with Transit, though. Damn, this map sucks, but no one ever had to say that a sucky map didn't look cool. Now, I'm sure you must be saying, but there has to be some innovation with Transit. It was the launch map of Black Ops 2. And to which I'd say, yes, you're right, actually. It did have some innovations. Let's start with the fact that the bus exists. All right, now this bus is probably, I would say that like designing the bus would have been important for things like the tank on Origins later down the line. How do we make a moving vehicle that players can be on that they don't get slid off of? Oh, look at that. We already writ up the code for fucking Transit, and now we know how to do something like this. Tweaks and whatnot. But still, the idea of a transport is there now. I guess you could make the argument, well, Ascension had launch pads too, but that's not like a car or tank, okay? It doesn't have wheels. You're cheating. Oh yes, buildables. Buildables were also added. Massive thing added into the game. Now 90% of the buildables on this map are pointless, but you do have the turbine, which is cool. You can open doors for free sometimes. You can also get perks for free if you leave your thing there, so it can get abused by a zombie, and then you wasted 2,500 because you should just turn on the power. And then, oh, well, also power is buildable. That's also part of the buildable list. I don't, 3 buildables in total that are actually useful on this map. I want to ask you an honest question. You, the viewer, have you ever used the electric battery trap? Have you ever gone, like, past when the game first came out to see it and see what it does? Do you ever go, I need to go build the electric trap so I can be efficient with my zombie slaying ways? I just, there's no human being on the planet that actually goes out of their way to get this trap. And if you do, well, tell me why, because I don't know why. I don't see how this is useful. Just shoot the zombies. I don't see this being effective. Now, if we were talking about buried buildables, and all we'd be talking about is how broken they are. But Transit is completely opposite in that regard. But I suppose when you just introduce something like this, you're not going to have all banger ideas out the box. I suppose that's kind of like Transit, though. Speaking of horrifically bad ideas, let's talk about the goddamn denizens. Those little fucking creeps in the fog that jump on your face, and they take like 5 stabs to get off. And by the time you get them off, they've either murdered you, or you have a herd of zombies on you, and a new denizen following you too, because they spawn within every 15 seconds. Because I'm going to have the fog off in the background. And I'm going to show you why moving around on this map is just infeasible. If you look as I'm running around, the map in the background is literally loading in. I thought, I have a better computer than like a PS3 from like 2010 or whatnot. I can load Transit properly. No, you can't actually. No, you can't. I don't know if that's just because it was written with the limitations in mind, so like they forced it not to, or if like the console literally couldn't render it. I don't know how that stuff works. But yeah, I think it's rather interesting that you can run around with the fog off in this map, and it actually kind of makes it look really nice if it wasn't rendering in all the time. Not to say that the fog itself isn't like a good atmosphere to have, because it makes it all nice and spooky, especially with the lava and everything. But one of my biggest questions, actually, now thinking about it, is, you know how Transit is basically the result of Moon and blowing up the planet? When you blow up a planet, I don't believe its atmosphere, like, stays there. So I think the entire crew here, the Transit crew, should just, be dying immediately due to suffocation. But getting off the idea that they should all be suffocating because there is no planet anymore, essentially. The fog and denizens, as you can see, are very necessary to slow the player down. But too bad there's some of the most goddamn annoying mechanics possible. Like I said earlier, about 5 stabs to get this stupid little baby off your face. And then after that, you have another one chasing after you. And oh, the fog is so fucking thick, you cannot see anything or where you're going. They're like, oh god, the mountains in the background didn't load fully. If we don't block this off from players, they're going to hate us and call us garbage. So we must make this fog so dense. It's like, no, bro, I don't care that the mountains aren't loading in. I just want to see. I'm tired of running into a truck for 5 minutes in the fog. Oh, well, meanwhile, you got the little baby dude scuttling around. And it's like, dude, get off my face, please. I just want to stare at this truck I've been running against for 5 minutes because Treyarch said I can't look at anything else. Oh, and, I refuse to talk about it, but I will mention it here quickly. You're supposed to go find 4 Wonder Weapon parts in this fog and bring them back. In that Wonder Weapon that you had to spend like 20 minutes looking for, maybe longer, I don't know. Could be as long as could be a while actually. You gotta go there, pick up a part, run back, because if you pick up another part, it drops a part. Thank God they fixed that in Origins, otherwise building would be an absolute nightmare, and honestly I'd be begging for it to be removed all the time. Then again, they kind of removed builds in general in Cold War, so mute point. Something on this map that absolutely blew my mind at the time when I first saw it, because I was a little pleb. I didn't have any DLC on Black Ops 1, and Black Ops 2 just came out, and I saw this cool transit map with all these cool new guns, and I was so jealous. But one thing that broke me, that made me need to play this, was that the zombies in the beginning of the map were asleep, and there was 5 of them just standing there, and if you didn't shoot, they didn't react. That was cool to me. I don't know why that was cool to 10-year-old me, but oh my god, I dug that shit. I actually went and got a game because of it. And I fucking hated the map. Zombie designs, though, in this map are actually kind of interesting while we're on the topic of the zombies. You got zombies jumping out with, like, straight jackets and shit, and honestly, that's really cool looking, because it gives... Before, all the zombies were in, like, soldier outfits and whatnot. And it didn't make it look like that there was like a widespread, zombie apocalypse. It was just like, oh, I guess all the militaries just became zombies and no one else. How convenient. Also, while on the topic of zombies, the goddamn bus. Man, it's cool for like 3 to 4 rounds, and then you start getting swarmed in it. And then like you get to the point where you're at like round 8, 9, and then you get to the bridge. And then you know what happens. The bridge cracks, and you have like a herd of zombies behind you, about like 20 zombies chasing you. And you just slow down, and you just get absolutely swarmed. Every window on the bus being ripped off all at once. All you have is a stupid little 5.7 pistol or something. I don't know. The box really likes to fuck you over in Black Ops 2, so maybe you have a war machine if you're real lucky, or an SMR. Isn't that just some irony? You have a gun, but it doesn't shoot straight. You might actually shoot your toe with it because it shoots so unstraight. On top of that, that's more of an extreme example, but just in general, like around round 15 or so, the bus, even when it's driving at full speed between locations, is going to get swarmed. And it becomes practically impossible to hold down by yourself, and barely feasible with like 2 people. After that, there's so many zombies spawning that if you have 3 or 4 people in there, it's too small. You're going to get overran. It's just not going to happen. Maybe 2 people get out there closest to the, the doors. But past that, yeah, the bus is an absolute death trap, and I'm not quite sure what they were thinking when they put it in. We got to give the players a slow way to get across the fog because we made it such an unbearable experience. Oh, but we got to make the only safe route also really unbearable. Also about the zombies and the lava on this map. The lava's annoying. Yet another thing to slow you down. And oh, if you don't have Jug or Speed Cola and you don't know the fancy little footwork trick to get across the lava, well, guess what? Your sorry little ass is going to stay in the little area that you're in until the bus comes back around, because fuck you. That's a personal fuck you from Treyarch, by the way, because I can't justify, other than the fact that they needed something to get players from point A to B, because they made it fucking unbearable to get from point A to B on foot. I can't get my head around this bus, man. It just, and the lava too. Why was there so many things needed to kill the player, just from environmental like circumstance? Because if a zombie walks over lava, not only is this lava going to slow you down, distort your view, and mess up your train, but it will also make the zombies blow up. And for some reason, the zombies that are on fire that blow up have the range of fucking Hiroshima, man. Is that wrong to say? I'm sorry. Execute me later. But goddamn, these zombies have the range of a goddamn atomic bomb. It's just everywhere. It's like fucking 50 miles from the center. Like, why do they need to blow up and slow the player down just so we have a fourth or fifth reason to get the player killed? Like, what the hell? Okay, it was okay when the napalm zombie came out every once in a while. Ooh, scary fire zombie. Or a fire explodes when I kill them. Make sure I'm away from them. But when every zombie is a napalm zombie, it isn't possible to stay away from the zombies that much, especially when they're bolting towards you and you're in a location like town, which is 70% fucking lava, okay? It matches the goddamn water contents of the actual planet with the amount of lava there in relativity and shit. Oh, but wait, it gets worse. How does it get worse? Well, that's a great question. Have you ever seen the power room to this place before? Just before you go in, you know, it's really actually funny because it's a porta potty, right? The place you go to shit. And you know what's funny is that the power room also happens to be shit. Now let me give you a brief description of this room. Not that you need it, because I'm sure you're familiar, but this room is like you just got teleported into the face of the sun without sunglasses. And then you had this omnipotent being next to you that said, yeah, go find 3 little tiny parts in this entire area, other than, actually, no, 2 tiny parts and 1 giant one. And, yeah, just, it'll be great. Sure, you'll find it. It's like, dude, I don't even have retinas anymore. They just burnt out of my head. How am I going to find anything? Not to mention, it's zombie hand I need, a freaking zombie hand. I just killed a group of 24 zombies in here. There's hands everywhere, mate. They're fucking got shredded up. What hand? Why does it have to be a specific hand? Why do I need a hand on the power? I too long didn't read. I don't like building my power. Not to mention, when you turn on power, you release this dude? Well, he's supposed to be there. But the Avogadro, I have no problems with this dude, actually. You would think I'd have like a million problems with this, but once I learned how this guy actually works, it's not that big a deal. You just run up, stab him in his face. If you have Galvan Knuckles, it's faster. EMP that asshole too, and you know, he's gone. Electric and EMP is no mix. But a good way to skip this dude completely is, look up in the sky. Daunting task. The fog may make it impossible. But if you can make out bright flashing lightning, then he's going to spawn next round. And if you wait, it'll just go away. You never have to deal with the dude. So it's not really that big of a deal, honestly. He's something that I guess spices it up a little bit. But honestly, there's so much spicing up this map already, you know? Like all the lava and denizens and fog. You know, I feel like the map's been spiced up quite a bit by this point. Now, the creme de la creme of the Transit experience. Building your own freaking Pack-a-Punch. What are you, a freeloader? You thought Treyarch would put the fucking Pack-a-Punch together for you? You're a fool. No. Instead, you need to put your turbine in front of a special location at power, and then make your little way down to town, go blow up the vault, blow up another vault door, go and hope, pray to any god you believe in, or anything. Honestly, pray to fucking the spiritual Cthulhu or something. Anything to save you from the fact that this door will not be open and you're about to lose your fucking mind. Because you're going to do this like 3 times. And you know what's funny? The one zombie chasing you around every time, coincidentally, when you put the turbine down, happens to always turn around and slap the turbine even though they're closer to you. Why? Because you're trying to Pack-a-Punch, and that's a sin on Transit. You get out of here with that dirty logic of you. Yours. I meant yours. Yeah, so Pack-a-Punch process on this map is generally awful. And most of the time, like, you're going to die around 20 because your guns do P damage at this point. And Pack-a-Punching 90% of the time isn't worth the effort unless you got one person to watch Pack-a-Punch the entire time. And then at that point, you're going to be too paranoid to like have someone, or, you know, you're always going to have someone in the Pack-a-Punch room because, you know, it closes at any random time. There's no real like timer or anything to tell the player if it's going to close. It just is closed or not closed when you get there. And really, you're not the player isn't doing anything wrong. They place the turbine by the door that opens it up. It just happens to either despawn, get destroyed, or, it just doesn't work. And it's like, dude, why would you make a mechanic that interacts with another one so far away from each other? That's just asking for trouble. Which that actually brings me conveniently to my last talking point here, which would be, I don't think removing the fog or denizens would really fix the map. And what sparks this thinking is that a lot of people have talked about Zombie Chronicles 2 for a while. It's been like 5 years or something that's been going on. A pipe dream and all. But I think just like recently with like the new Modern Warfare and Modern Warfare 2 remaster releases, people were expecting that original feel-good vibe that they got from it when, it's not the same and you're not 12. So, like, really looking into Transit, you couldn't just fix things like, oh, remove the fog and it'll be great. Remove the denizens and be great. Well, no, because then you still have the lava everywhere. And the fog is kind of part of the identity of Transit, let's be honest. On top of it, if you do all that, like, let's say that you remove the fog and you remove the denizens. Well, now you have no reason to have the bus in the map. You remove the entire purpose of the bus. Okay, well, let's remove the fog, leave the denizens. Well, you still have the denizens jumping on your face, the herd of zombies chasing you, and you have the lava pits that are gonna fucking eat you up once you get there. All right, let's remove the lava, the denizens, but keep the fog. Once again, you lost your purpose of the bus, but also, like, you're stripping core components of the map Transit from Transit and then trying to call it Transit. And here's the problem too. If you remove the fog, the denizens, and lava, now you just have really long paths to run down. Big transition areas. It's a thing that Bungie did a lot too. Between, like, the little shooty areas, you have these long alleys that usually you ride a vehicle through. They did it a bit in Halo as well, but mostly in the Destiny franchise you see it. And it's usually just the point between instances to go and, free roam areas and shoot things for like an hour. But basically, you're going to have those long paths of nothing other than, like, look good environments. And that's it. That's all you're going to have. And you're just running for like a minute. Some of the areas are shorter from one point to another, but overall, you're just going to be running for a long time. And I don't even think having like something like stamina up really fixes that. Because, like, you don't go that fast even with stamina up. It's not like you have unlimited sprint either. I mean, you have a incredibly longer duration of sprint, but, you still run out of sprint and then you got to wait. But still, you just, it's just empty space that looks kind of nice. The only thing you could get away with arguing is that, remove the fog, denizens, and lava, maybe. I would keep the lava, honestly. But fogs and denizens, remove those from, like, the cornfield area. And at least your Easter egg is fucking bearable to do. But going through the cornfield, you already have zombies coming through the corn and whatnot, spawning on the ground, whatever they're called, the ground spawners. And it just makes it impossible to go see these things. Like, Notch Darn Tonen, little Easter egg thing with the wonder weapon part. That's a neat little, tip of the hat, to the whole fan base. Hey, look, it's this here. Don't you remember this? Where it all started, the crowning achievement. That's cool, but I'll never see that because I don't want to deal with denizens, fog, or lava all while running from zombies. It's not a pleasant experience. Like, if I wanted to wrap Transit up in quick words, it would be, how there's people who polish shit, like balls of shit. They just polish them, make them really shiny, and you got a real shiny hard ball of flying dung. It's like, oh my god, that's so cool. It's shit, though. It's still shit. It's like, I could do the same with Transit. Oh my god, it looks so cool. It feels so cool, but it's shit to play still. And I think overall, that's what Transit's legacy will always be. Even if it gets a remastered, it's not, gonna save it. It's polished garbage, and there's not a lot of ways to save it unless you're totally okay with, like, tearing out multiple core identity components of, Transit. And I think that's where I stand with that. Hey, so, end of the video. I still suck at these transitions. But, yeah, no, I actually had a process for this video somewhat. I've been trying to do, like, get the thumbnail for a video done first. So now I'm, like, indebted to finishing it because I have horrible, like, distractibility issues. So yeah, I'll have a video idea for like a month, forget to ever do anything with it, and then I will bang out the video in like like in like 2 days. And so this one I decided to come up with like I came up with a little minor topic list, and I thought, this works out pretty well. I would like to try. I want to try out like comparing a lot of the maps to their Black Ops 3 counterparts. Like sorry, I'm completely stuttering here. It's so uncommon. But yeah, no, I'd like to compare what do you call it? Shinonuma from World at War to Black Ops 3. Mainly because I never played the map actually. Believe it or not, I literally have never played the map before. So I think that'd be cool to see like the general differences and see I just see it that good old World at War spirit lives on in the Black Ops 3 variant of it. Probably. I'm assuming it'll be better than the Notcher and Toten remake because, you know, the remake from Notcher and Toten was very they just added too much to it, especially with the Gobblegums, Perkaholic, and then you got the Wonder Fizz. A little bit too much for the map, I think. Also, the weapons Black Ops 3 are all too goddamn strong, but those are points I made before in the Notch video. So yeah, no, fuck, my pen. So yeah, no, if you guys enjoyed, leave a like or subscribe. God, it is such a worn out dead horse to kick. But yeah, no, it took a while, so if you liked it, you know, let me know. Tell me. And yeah, catch you next time.